It's a difficult moment, I would say, each and every 24th of March that we gather, and it is not the first time, it's a 20th commemoration of this macabre event that started on this day and lasted for 88 days. To go through history of those days, I think we don't have time, and we were not prepared to make, I would say, an academy on that one. That should be, I would say, requested. But unfortunately, I'm sure that each and every one of you remember where he was on that particular day, on that particular hour when bombing started. That speaks a lot how this event is engraved in our collective memory. Those who fallen, and there were about 3,000 casualties, almost 75% of those civilian ones. Those who died and perished, I'm sure that they see no difference in those who were killed in the Second World War or First World War or the wars before. Bombs have no name. I'm not sure that even 20 years after we are ready neither to forgive, neither to forget, but we have to live, even if for nothing else, for those who are not today with us. When I get this lecture on the First World War, I said about our nation, Serbia nation, that we are the nation of survivors. And each and every family has someone who perished in wars that were out there in the 20th century. So once again, if for nothing else, we have to live for those who were not today with us. Let's remember them for a moment, and I'll thank once again our friend, Ambassador Bissett. He wanted me to tell you that he's retired, but we don't accept that, your retirement, so please, you can have a word.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Well, it's really an honor for me to be with you and to share the pain that you all have suffered for 20 years. The bombing of Serbia in March 1999, in my view, was one of the most dreadful crimes of the 20th century. I say that because, if you may recall, the Nuremberg trials, the trial of the Nazis, leaders, for the crimes committed in the Second World War, the number one crime that they were charged with was waging aggressive war. It outranked crimes against humanity and all the other horrible things the Nazis did. But the first crime at Nuremberg was waging aggressive war. And that's exactly what President Clinton and all of the other leaders of the NATO countries who participated in the bombing of Serbia 20 years ago committed a horrendous crime against not only Serbia but the Serbian people, and also against the whole fabric, international fabric of peace and security that had existed since the end of the Second World War. The violation of Serbia by the bombing was a violation also of the United Nations Charter, of the Helsinki Final Accord, and of international law generally. It was a crime. And those who perpetrated the crime, the leaders of those countries, in my view, are criminals. And criminals much more seriously than the scapegoats that the tribunal at The Hague has brought before them, like Karadzic. We've heard last week that Karadzic's sentence has been increased. I met Karadzic several times. He was not a war criminal. He got caught up in events that he had no control over. But the people who started the trouble in the Balkans, in the 1990s, clearly were the United States, supported to some degree by Germany and others. They broke up the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. They created a pattern that they continued because it was successful in Yugoslavia in other countries, in Libya, in Iraq. I could go on and name them, in several countries in South America, and the pattern is the same. Destabilize Yugoslavia, send in a lot of NGOs and others who can pay off opposition parties and the media to demonize the leader, eventually call him the butcher of the Balkans, and have all of the media convinced that he's a man that has to be removed. None of that was true, none of it. Why they broke up Yugoslavia had geopolitical reasons behind it. And once again, Serbia, as throughout its history, became a pawn in geopolitics and had to suffer as a result of it. I was shocked and horrified when I heard about the bombing of Yugoslavia. I happened to be in Winnipeg, my hometown, on a visit. I was so horrified by what was happening. I sat down and dictated an article for the National Post to publish, and it was called A Return to Barbarism. And so I share your pain today, and I want to tell you that I'm not alone. Since I spoke out against NATO and the bombing, many of my colleagues in the diplomatic service here condemned me, accused me of being a traitor, but now almost all of them have come to me and said, you know, you were right. The bombing was a mistake. So there are many, many non-Serbs in the world who know now that it was a mistake and a crime. So in my view, while the 20th century has been very unkind to Serbia, the ambassador mentioned the First World War. Almost 50% of the young Serbs and older Serbs as well who served in the military, almost 50% were killed. That's an atrocious number. And then you've all gone through yourselves, many of you, the horror of the Second World War. The bombing, in my view, was worse than all of that because it demonized the Serbian people. And you still have to live with that. Even today, adding to the Karadzić's sentence. I watched a so-called documentary on Frontline the other night on television, and I had to turn it off. It was about Srebrenica, and it was full of travesty and lies. And that is continuing today in many respects. But I just want to say, don't think you're alone. You have a lot of followers all around the world. In Italy, for example, the Italian who was in Kosovo has come out with a book condemning what was going on there. And more the truth will emerge. If I had anything to say to the ambassador, it would be that under no condition should Serbia ever join NATO. And we should never forget what they did. Thank you.